On the court, ball dribbling, cashing checks. College hoops beats, pump breaking necks. Guns picks in the air, we ain't playing nice. Best rolling, paper stacking straight ice. Double units fired, man, winners only. Player props hitting, no rolling lonely. Bankroll swole, just stacking that cheddar. Breaking ankles daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing, cannon shots fired. Cashing best clips, reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit, you know we all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy solid.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the GunzPicks channel. You are watching the Breakin Show. I am the host with the most point guard podcast and the self-proclaimed CBB GOAT himself, and we are back after a 2-1 Thursday. Absolutely killing college basketball this season. On the show, live bets on the show. When you're watching these videos, we are 76-54 in the year. That is absolutely exceptional, in my opinion. Who does it better than the GUNZPICKS? Nobody. That's right. And I got 3 plays for you for Friday, and I'm going to be doing this all the way through the tournament. This is why you need to like and subscribe to the GunzPicks channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit the button right now. And at the very least, if you don't want to subscribe to the channel, that is fine. You don't like cash. That is, you like to lose money. I'm just kidding. You can hit the like button on the video if you like the content that's coming on this channel, and you can get into the comment section and tell me if you're loving the plays, if you hate the plays, or if you want to drop some of your plays yourself. I appreciate that. I know LVCC dropped an under team total today on SIUE, and it was under 48, I believe. I saw that one, and it hit at 40. So great play from him. So not only am I the best and the sharpest, but the audience, the GunZPicks, are the best of the best at capping as well, and they are learning along. And of course, Chip Piler says, "Oh hell nah." I don't know what you're talking about there. And what up, Guns? Of course, Michael B is always joining, a true GunZPick himself. All right, 3 plays to give out to the people. Let's start with the first one. I kind of talked about this on Sports Rage with Cam Stewart and Gabe Renzi just a few minutes ago, but I'll bring it up one more time if you didn't hear the show. Let's talk about Memphis versus Colorado State at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington is the spot. 2 p.m. is going to be the tip on this one. And when we look at these two teams and break it down, Colorado State's offense is ranked 43rd in offensive efficiency, 23rd in field goal percentage, and they're ranked 194th in turnover percentage, which is kind of a detriment. They're a little bit sloppy with the basketball. They're also 279th in offensive rebounding, but I consider stats like that kind of a wash, especially when you're a good shooting team like Colorado State is. They're also 28th from the charity stripe. That is going to be key in this game against a Memphis defense that is ranked 40th in defensive efficiency, 69th in opposed field goal percentage, 72nd in turnover percentage, and they're 301st in defensive rebounding. So even though Colorado State is a bad offensive rebounding team, they're going against a bad defensive rebounding team in the Memphis Tigers. And Memphis's offense is ranked 72nd in offensive efficiency, going against a Colorado defense that is ranked 49th in defensive efficiency. Keys to this game: free throw shooting. Colorado State has a significant edge in this position because Memphis is ranked 250th in the country in free throw percentage versus a Colorado State offense that's ranked 28th in free throw percentage. So we want to back good free throw shooting teams, especially when the games are close and it's down the stretch. And I think Colorado State has the edge on this one. And the rebounding is going to be a key one here because Colorado State does have the edge on both sides of the ball. So 2 key statistics here when we're looking at capping this game. Then you got to look at Colorado State. They're just one of the hottest teams in the country right now. They're 10-0 straight up in ATS in the last 10 games, 4-1 ATS in the last 5 neutral site games. They're also 10-2 ATS as a single-digit favorite. Memphis is a 5 seed going into this game, but they are 2.5 point dog, 1.5 point dog, depending on what the lines you're looking at right now. So the books are telling a story here. They think this is more of a Colorado State spot than it is a Memphis spot, and Memphis is dealing with some injury issues as well. Some key guys, especially on the defensive side. So, yeah, we're going to be taking the Rams on this one. Give me Colorado State minus 1.5 as play number 1. All right, going Michael V says Colorado State is so hot right now, but the Mountain West has not done well. All right, let's pump the brakes here for a second. You're correct, but there's always one team that does well in the Mountain West, right? We saw San Diego State make the Final Four 2 years ago. we've seen Nevada make runs in the past. There's always that one team that is kind of the one that kind of leads the charge in the conference and keeps them strong and watchable. And Colorado State kind of plays that role this year, right? I'm not saying they're going to win the Final Four. I just say in this position, this is the spot to be taken, Colorado State. Listen, I've been fading Mountain West teams all tournament, and as long as they're in the tournament, I'm going to keep fading them. However, Colorado State's not that team. We gotta hit the hot hand and go Colorado State. And Peter Grazia says, "Yo, what's up, guys? Let's rip them. Thanks. I do like to fade Penny. Yeah, Penny Hardaway in the tournament. Ooh, yeah, we got to fade them." Especially both teams actually coming off conference championships as well. All right. I would be doing a disservice to the people that watch here on the GunzPicks channel if I didn't give out a gun belt play. That's right. Gun belt is alive and well. And we have one here with Troy versus Kentucky in Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 7-10 is the tip on this one on Friday. Now, when we look at the strength of Kentucky, it's almost like the same song and dance every single year. Kentucky's strength is their offense. They're 8th in offensive efficiency, 21st in field goal percentage, 221st in offensive rebounding, and they're 120th in free throw percentage. But they're going against a Troy defense that is playing in as their strength of the team. They're 66th in defensive efficiency, 31st in opposing field goal percentage, 53rd in turnover percentage, 7th in steals, and 292nd in rebounding. But the rebounding is a little bit concerning here. But you have a Kentucky team that is not really used to rebounding anyways. On the offensive side, though, Troy is ranked 152nd in offensive efficiency. Not great. They're pretty sloppy with the basketball as well. 333rd in the country in turnover percentage. Their field goal shooting is kind of bad as well, but they get to the boards and give their team opportunities for second chance. 6th in the country in offensive rebounding, and they're ranked 49th in free throw attempts per game. So they get to the line a lot. And when they get to the line, they've done very well. And they're very good inside. They're ranked 77th in the country in 2-point percentage. So I think their stats are a little bit skewed, but this Troy team can match up here with Kentucky and score some points. And then you got to look at Troy's offense. They just played well. They're going to play well versus this Kentucky team that on the defensive side, not their strength. Kentucky is ranked 341st in turnover percentage, 289th in defending 2-point shots. Like I said, the strength of Troy is shooting inside the arc, and they're 127th in offensive free throw attempts per game. So they do give up free throw attempts per game, and that's going to play into what Troy wants to do. They rebound, they get fouled, they get to the line. That's going to work here for Troy in the spot. And of course, we have to look at Troy as one of the hotter teams here. Just like Colorado State, they're 8-1 straight up in ATS in the last 9 games. And then Kentucky on this particular line situation has underperformed. They're 4-9 ATS as a favorite of less than 12 points. The 2-6 ATS versus non-conference opponents, at least their last 8 non-conference opponents. So I think we're going to be taking the gun belt once again. It's my conference. I know my conference better than anybody. And I don't like the SEC at all. And we've already seen a few examples of this the SEC teams playing terrible. And there was only, 2 that played well today? Arkansas and Auburn. This is a bad spot here for Kentucky. Again, it doesn't matter who the coach is. It could be Calipari. It could be the next guy. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss, same as the old team. Give me Troy here, plus 11.5 as the play. Baby. All right, going back to the chat. Michael B dropping some knowledge here. He goes, hey, Guns, if you have time at the end, can you give me your 2 cents on St. Mary's and Vandy? I'll give you a quick yes. I'll do it right now. I lean St. Mary's tomorrow. Is there a cap to that one? No. Is it a 7-10 game? Yes. Who's the 10? Vandy. You always fade 10s. That's just what you do in the tournament. There's really no cap to it. It's like 10s just don't do well versus the 7s for some reason. It seems like the committee puts a good, strong 7 team in that position, a team that can kind of shake things up a little bit. And the 10 is kind of like the leftover scraps of the they're on the precipice of getting to the play-in game, but they don't get in the play-in game. So I would probably go St. Mary's. I love St. Mary's this year, and I kind of love Gonzaga and St. Mary's overall in this tournament. I think they're going to shake up from the WCC, make some noise in this one. Granted, I think St. Mary's is kind of linked up to Alabama. That would be a bad spot for them. Peter, go and says, Guns rules the gun belt. It's my conference. How many times do I have to win games in my conference? I can keep doing it, and I'm going to do it once again tomorrow. All right, I'm with you on Troy. I sprinkled a money line. Yeah, I think that Troy could win this game outright. 100%. You might as well just put a little extra cash on that one. You probably get some good value on that one. Kentucky hurt and plays no D. Yeah, they're banged up as well. I don't think they're going to be motivated versus Troy. I like it. Want St. Mary's here. Vandy has been terrible on the road, and I think this year St. Mary's breaks through. Yeah, you brought up a very good point that I didn't bring up there. Vandy, when they're playing in their home gym, it seems like they're a top 10 team sometimes, but when they're on the road or they're playing in a neutral court, it seems like they don't get motivated in any one of these positions. All right, those are two plays that I gave here. Got my best bet right now, but before I give my best bet, you need to like and subscribe to the GunzPicks channel. At least if I think most of you subscribe to the channel. I think. Well, if you don't, hit the subscribe button. And at the very least, if you don't want to subscribe, hit the like button. Get in the comment section. Drop some knowledge for me. Drop some comments. Love, hate, doesn't matter to me. I'll be dropping out. Listen, I've been given some good information on these shows, 76 and 54, since I started doing the Breakin Ankle show right after football season. Can you give me some love, guys? Can you give me a little bit of a like? That's all I want on this one. All right, let's do it. Let's get into my best bet here for Friday. Let's get. And I'm wearing the hat for the reason. It's for the Crab 5. That's right. The Maryland Terrapins are going to be playing Grand Canyon tomorrow. Climate Pledge Arena, Seattle, Washington, 4:35 p.m. is going to be the tip on this one for Friday. And when we look at Grand Canyon, their strength is their defense this year, not their offense. 68th in defensive efficiency, 28th in opposing field goal percentage, 29th in turnover percentage, 39th in blocks, 23rd in steals. Yes, statistically, they meet up with, I guess, up to the par of a tournament team, but they're going against a Maryland offense that is going to challenge this Grand Canyon defense tomorrow. 27th in offensive efficiency, 59th in field goal percentage, 23rd in turnover percentage. They don't turn over the ball a lot. 27th in three-point percentage, and they're 67th from the charity stripe. On the defensive side, it gets even better for Maryland because they're our top 10 defense in the country. They're 6th in defensive efficiency, 27th in opposing field goal percentage, 38th in turnover percentage, 58th in defensive rebounding, and 27th in opposing free throw attempts per game. So all the statistics are very balanced for this team. This is why they are a top 10 defense in the country. On the offensive side there for Grand Canyon, mediocre at best, I would say. 151st in offensive efficiency, 149th in field goal percentage, 270th in turnover percentage. So there could be an advantage there for Maryland in the turnover market, and they're 284th from three. They are not going to be able to stay up with Maryland if they start hitting threes. That's going to be a problem for them. Then we look at the advantage in the three key statistics here. On the offensive side, I'm strictly speaking offense. Turnover percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage. Those are three key ones when you're capping basketball. And Maryland exceeds the variables between Grand Canyon and Maryland. It's an absolute variance of high degree. And this is probably why Maryland is a double-digit favorite in this situation. And also look at the strength of schedule that Grand Canyon has faced with these statistics. It's 254th toughest schedule this season. And when Maryland is a double-digit favorite, you need to back them in all cases because they're 4-1 ATS when they're a favorite between 10 and 20 points. They're 9-4 ATS, a double-digit favorite overall this season. And this is the biggest spread that Grand Canyon has had as a dog this year, and it's a double-digit dog. This tells you everything you need to know about this one. Also, look what the situation that Maryland is coming in. Don't forget, Maryland lost to Michigan in the conference tournament semifinals. How did that happen? Late basket layup that knocked them out of that tournament. So there's going to be a little bit of the blood in the back of their throat. They're going to want to take it out on a team like Grand Canyon. I think Maryland's going to get it done here with the Terrapins, and this is why this line's so high. Maryland minus 10.5 will be my best bet for Friday. Sean Murphy joined and says, let's fucking go. And then he's like, Florida first half and full game. Not on that game myself. I'm not high on Florida in the tournament. I know. I just think that as great that team is, and statistically they just look great. And I can't disagree with anybody putting them in the championship. I can't. But something tells me that if they face some of these gauntlet teams like a Maryland that they're going to have to face eventually, if Maryland does get that far, and so is Florida, that could be a detriment to them. So there is positions in that lineup there where I think that Florida may match up well with the other team, and the game could go one way or the other. I just hate it. It feels like Auburn last year. I don't know why, but something in my gut just tells me that. And Michael B says, appreciate it, Guns. I got to get out of here. Have a good night. Love you, brother. All right. I'm going to get out of here too, but I want to recap for everybody. We're going to go Colorado State -1.5. We're going to go Troy +11.5. And of course, my best bet is going to be the Crab 5, Maryland -10.5 for my Friday plays. I got more plays, baby. And guess where you need to go? You need to go to my Dub Club and go sign up today. We've been absolutely killing the tournament. Before today, and I was like, I think I checked, I was like 4-1, 5-1 on the premium plays today going into tonight. Maybe 4-2, 5-2. I can't remember. I'm still up money. And I think I was up 13. I'm looking right now, 13.6 units in the tournament so far. I'm not charging a lot for these picks, baby. And I'm always firing. I'm always looking for spots, and I never stop working. And this is going to be what I'm going to be doing the rest of the tournament. Go join me on Dub Club. If you don't have the link, DM me on X, Instagram, or TikTok. All right, that's going to do it here for the Breakin' Ankle Show. I am GunzPicks. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate Dubbo. And as always, yep, let's keep dancing. Ba-bang.
Daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing. Cannon shots fired. Cashing best clips reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit. You know we all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy so legit. Breaking down plays, knowledge deep. College boss advance, cash in, no sleep.